Welcome back, everyone, to another Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with today's tech guest, but first, we want to give a shout out to our podcast partners, We Coach and the Global Community of Women in High School Sports. These are two great organizations that you really need to be a part of. So we thank them for their partnership. And now let's have a quick message from our podcast sponsors. We want to say thanks to Final Forms, the industry leader in registration, but Final Forms is more than that. Final Forms can help your stakeholders with things like mobile accessibility, and they've got reminders for parents about policies, about physicals, and all the forms that come with athletics. Final Forms can help your coaches with things like attendance and communication, and for athletic directors, Final Forms can help with eligibility, with rosters, and all the reports that come across your desk. You know, it's time that you talk to a team that's walked in your shoes. To take the next steps, go to finalforms.com/Jake. That's finalforms.com/Jake to get started with Final Forms. We also want to say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and see how athletic directors are creating world-class marketing content for their school's social media channels. You can do it in seconds on any device, and you don't need any design experience. Go to Gipper.com and use the podcast code ADPOD10 and get 10% off. That's Gipper.com. Start creating custom branded content for your school's social media channel. We also want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Go to hometownticketing.com. They're going to show you how to sell your tickets online, how to scan the attendees, how to collect your revenue, and every step of the way, you will have a dedicated client success manager to provide hands-on support. Go to hometownticketing.com. They'll also show you how to set up and sell tickets for things like school dances, performing arts productions, concerts, even graduation. That's hometownticketing.com. Simple and easy online ticketing. We also want to say thanks to Huddle. Go to huddle.com. Huddle is how the world sees sports. Over 200,000 teams are using Huddle to help their athletes perform better. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but as an athletic director, our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches just loved the mobile apps, the programmable smart cameras. Of course, they love the analytics, but there's so much more. Huddle is the complete solution and provides a professional grade analysis for your program. Go to huddle.com and see why teams believe in Huddle. Over 6 million users can't be wrong. Go to huddle.com and turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to thank SnapRaise. Go to snapraise.com and check out their fundraising platform, or go to their home site on Snap, that's onsnap.com, and see all the things that they can do for your program. For fundraisers, better fundraiser makes for a better program. And our coaches used SnapRaise, and it was just great. As an athletic director, I knew what was going on, but I wasn't involved. There's no upfront cost. Your data's secure. They even have a program where you can collect your funding before you actually raise it. Go to snapraise.com and check out the SnapRaise digital fundraising difference, and check out the thousands and thousands of dollars that they have helped schools just like yours raise using SnapRaise. That's snapraise.com or onsnap.com. Change your fundraising game plan and start a fundraiser that works for you. Check out SnapRaise. We also want to say thank you to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the AD Toolbox segment of the podcast. Athletic surveys are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect customized, comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also connects you to the 95% of the parents and the student athletes who really love your program, and lets them demonstrate for you the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com or email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your parents or your student athletes, you're really missing out. Go to athleticsurveys.com and get started. We also want to say thanks to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. They're on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school's athletic record boards and your school's Hall of Fame, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com and take a look at their interactive touchscreen consoles, along with their entire library of templates that help recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. Let them help you showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments. And go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. You can also email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com to get started. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. And we want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive for their support. Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards not only generate revenue for your department, but they also create the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. We've got a Sideline Interactive indoor scoring table in our gym, and it's just fantastic. Of course, we use it for home games, but we also use it for pep rallies, for signing ceremonies. It's tremendously versatile, and their customer service is just outstanding. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and schedule a live web demo to see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com and see exactly what their fantastic products can do for you. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tech Tuesday. We have our founding presenter, Scott Paine, with us today. Scott is a certified master athletic administrator. He's a longtime athletic director, works as a consultant. He's also part of the NIAAA's national faculty for the tech courses. So, Scott, what do you got for our listeners today on Tech Tuesday?
Happy Tuesday, Jake. I wanted to bring up, since we're inching towards December, which means national conference going to Nashville. That's always a fun time on Broadway, right? I wanted to bring up just two of the courses that myself and Todd Schuler and Thomas Fredrickson and Brian Knabb co-teach. We teach LTC 613 and 614. And those are technology courses. And so this episode, I want to take time to point some of our fellow ADs that might be going to that conference to look into LTC 613. We used to do 610, and we rolled 610 and 613 together and made it what we call Technology Course 1, Productivity and Collaboration with Google Workspace. And pretty much what it does is it dives into the inner workings of all the things that the Google products can do for you. The older course used to go more into Microsoft products, and nowadays a lot of school districts, or even just you personally, it's easier to get into the Google Workspace and have a free account yourself personally, or your school district more so does it. And Google's just known for creativity. So a lot of those apps that Google offers, whether that's Gmail, whether that's Google Forms or Google Slides, are Swiss Army knives. They do a whole bunch of other things that you might not know they do, from Google Calendar to Google Keep and to-dos and all that stuff. 613 is, again, one of the LTC courses. So you get the better part of 4 hours. I don't think we always run 4 hours, but it's also based around your questions. But we dive really deep into Google and walk you through just all these different things that you might not know Google could do for you. And whether you have a school account or not, we ask that you come to the course with your own personal one if you need it, and just give you those tools where you might make something on the side through your own personal Google account that you end up using in your athletic department or with your coaches or just for yourself. And just to point it out, you would go, I have it in the show notes for you, but you can register you need to register ahead of time for these courses at the national conference. Discounted rates for the national conference as well if you're ahead of registering. And 613 is offered on Sunday at the conference, December 11th, and it'll be from 3:30 to 7:30. Again, I think we will most likely not take you until that 7:30 time, because I have a feeling a lot of you probably want to get out and go have some fun in Nashville. So.
Well, again, as a longtime attendee of the conference and also part of the national faculty, got to give my courses a shout out. 716, partnering with parents, and the two middle school courses, 700 and 701. I'm going to have to look back on my transcript. I think I may have taken that original 610, a long time ago. And as you and I have shared, I am certainly not the tech guru, so I might have to dust off my laptop and pop into that class. Um, Scott, again, you're kind of our tech guru here for the podcast. If one of our listeners wanted to reach out, pick your brain a little bit about a technology question or an app or something, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, in the show notes, I have my consulting email. I call it AthletiTech, ATHLETI, and then tech TECH consulting at gmail.com. That's there. You can also hit me on my personal email. That's just Paine.Scott at gmail.com. I'm also on Twitter at Coach Paine, and I'm on LinkedIn. You can pretty much hit me anywhere in there with questions. I'm always happy to just talk and help you out. And just a bonus on this one, if you're not choosing to take 613, myself and Thomas Fredrickson are going to run workshop session 4 on Monday, December 12th, 1:30 to 2:30. And it's session 31 it's class 31 underneath session number 4 on the conference website. And it's about free and recent technology to improve the athletic administrator. So it's kind of a watered down 613. You don't have to pay for it if you're already coming to the conference. You can just come to the workshop for that one as well. I just wanted to plug that one really quick too.
All right. Well, free is certainly one of those favorite words for an athletic director. So I'm sure you're going to have a good turnout for that. Scott Paine, Athletic Tech and National Faculty, thanks so much for sharing today on Tech Tuesday.
Hey, my pleasure. Win the day, everybody.
For our listeners, we do this every Tuesday, and the video recordings of these interviews are also uploaded to our Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We appreciate you listening today. Come back next week and just about every day for new content on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Once again, we want to thank Scott and all of our contributors to the Tech Tuesday segments, just trying to make athletic directors' jobs and lives a little bit easier. And things that can also make your life a little bit easier as an AD, check out our sponsors. The sponsors that we have for this podcast are organizations that I have used as an athletic director at my schools or have been recommended to me by, I'll say dozens, it's probably more like hundreds of other athletic directors across the country. These programs work, and we're very proud to have them as sponsors of the podcast. Final Forms, from a registration communication standpoint, you can't beat their platform. Go to finalforms.com and check them out. From a fundraising platform, SnapRaise is just fantastic. Our coaches use SnapRaise, and it was great. Go to snapraise.com or their parent site on snap.com. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys. As a private school, we use surveys for everything. And the information that comes back on these surveys is almost always overwhelmingly positive. But when you get that squeaky wheel parent that uses that anonymous survey, sometimes they can highlight a small problem that you can address and keep it from turning into a big problem because you didn't know about it. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check them out. We also want to thank Hometown Ticketing. I did not use Hometown Ticketing because it was just coming into vogue as I was retiring as an AD, but I have talked to hundreds of athletic directors who swear by Hometown Ticketing. Go to hometownticketing.com and let them help you set up online ticketing for your school. Also want to say thanks to Gipper. I didn't use Gipper at my school, but we use it here at the podcast. And again, I've talked to hundreds of ADs that just love the Gipper platform. I like to say it's so easy, even I can use it. Go to Gipper.com, use the podcast code ADPOD10 and get 10% off. Also want to thank Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. As an AD, we were a Huddle school. And our coaches just love the smart cameras, the mobile apps. Of course, they love the analytics, but there's so much more. Go to huddle.com and turn your school into a Huddle school. We want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive, indoor scoring tables and video boards. We were one of the first schools in Florida to have a Sideline Interactive LED board, and it was just fantastic. We use it for home games, of course, but we also use it for pep rallies. We use it for signing ceremonies. Their customer service is just fantastic. Go to sidelineinteractive.com, schedule a demo, sidelineinteractive.com. Also want to say thanks to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. The FIAAA has a Vital Signs Wall of Fame console for our organization's Hall of Fame. And it's, again, just fantastic. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com for more information. So again, thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to our partners, We Coach and the global community. Appreciate you listening. Come back next Tuesday for another Tech Tuesday tip, just about every day on the Educational AD podcast. We'll see you next time.